Occasionally, you might notice that the Toptracer technology doesn't quite pick up all of your shots perfectly. There's one main reason for this. So the Toptracer technology has to track your ball for 30 yards to guarantee a good result. So for those shots that you might hit into the net or hit into the roof before that 30 yards distance, the Toptracer technology might not pick them up properly. Sometimes we get away with those shots that are not traveling 30 yards, but the rule of thumb is we can always hit 30 yards within the range without hitting the nets, and we're going to get a much better result. The Toptracer technology is developing over time, so it will just continue to get better and better and better. The question that we get asked pretty often is, do I need the Toptracer Range app to use the Toptracer technology? So actually the answer is no, you don't need the app. But what you get with the app is a much better experience. So you'll see on the home page, we have the history and the competitions. If you do not have the app, the system will not store any of your information. So by downloading the app, what you do is you allow yourself to store the history of the shots and the scores that you've made while playing at the Toptracer range. So one question that we get asked quite a lot is, will there be new courses added to the Toptracer technology? Yes, there will be new courses added. The development team work very, very hard on creating new content all the time. So I'll give you a little clue as to what they've done this year so far. So in June, they added 2 new courses to the virtual golf. And in July, they added here the Go Fish competition, which is for kids and for adults so they can have a more interactive experience with their golf game. Golf, how do you hole out? Because the ball needs to travel 30 yards before it can be picked up. So how do we hit the shots that are inside 30 yards? So here I've put it on the screen where we are 16 yards from the hole. So what you see is the screen changes into this format where it will show you the 5 different targets that are on the driving range. So all you have to do is hit your shot as close to the baskets as you can to get your scores. Now this is a little different because it's where the ball lands. So it's not where the ball rolls and finishes. So remember that you're trying to land the ball inside the basket, not roll the ball up to the basket. The closer you hit your approach shot, the bigger the targets will be and the easier it will be to score. Now that we're 16 yards away, you can see the targets are very small. So I have less chance of getting those better scores. So think about making your approach shots as close as you can to have the biggest opportunity of scoring. And then when you're hitting your chip shots, make sure you're always landing inside the basket, not in front and rolling up to them. Maybe you're wondering, how long is it going to take me to play the virtual golf course? So the virtual golf course does take a little longer than your average playing session, but the experience is well worth the time. For 2 people, we recommend that you spend 1 hour on the course. That's not including your practice time beforehand. For 3 people, it might take up to 1.5 hours. And for 4 people, we're going to say it's going to take roughly 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. But as you'll see, what we've done here is we've added in the big screen TVs so that you and your friends can share the bays without having to creep inside and try and see what's going on the screens. So all the big screen TVs will now be mirroring the Toptracer screen so that everybody can see what's going on. One thing to take into account, when you're playing the virtual course, you need to have enough time to finish the course, otherwise your scores will not be tracked within the Toptracer app. So if you want to hit those leaderboards, we need to make sure that we've booked the bay for long enough to make sure we finish the course full 18.